This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, and we have been created one drive, and we are putting all the videos in that drive. Uh, you can ask to Avilash for the access. I will be going to give you the access.
Naresh, are we also saving the code that we're using in every session in a notepad file or whatever file?
Later on, I can give you the access. I mean, username and password of this org. So you can have the access of the org and you can utilize the code, but don't edit the code in this org. Just see whatever you okay. If you need
Okay,
anything for your reference, you can utilize this.
okay.
Rishita, have you connected with Abhilash?
Yes, Naresh. Yeah, I
Okay.
connected. I'm good.
I mean, are you going to connect or have you had word with?
Yeah, I said I'll take the 3 sessions and then I'll confirm. So,
Okay, okay, fine.
yeah, I'm attending this session. Yeah.
So let me log in. So yesterday I said today we'll be displaying the records from the backend to the UI. Okay, so let me preview it. So what I will be going to do first, I will be calling the Apex class method. So for that I need to create one Apex class. Let me note down these steps to display the records. I already created the component. Okay. So there are 5 steps to display the account record, account or contact, whatever you want. Account, contact, or any custom object you can use. So first we will be creating the Lightning component which we have already created. Another is we will be going to call the JSON helper function which we are already calling. Now we will be going to call the Apex class function. For that we need to create the Apex class. display accounts controller. So here I have to define the method. Method will be simple, public static list account get accounts, and here I need to put the query. Either I can return directly list select name uh, industry rating from account where industry is not equal to null. I don't want the blank industry. There is one way, or either if first you can create the list here.
Is it compulsory to use the get keyword there, Naresh?
No. Just a method. You can put any name.
Okay.
And save it. This is just like your classic version. As you write the method in classic, to make it lightning enabled, we need to put one annotation. That is the difference. At the rate aura enabled. So basically, when we are putting this annotation, that means we are providing access to the Aura framework. Cause Lightning does support the Aura framework. Got the meaning of this Aura enabled? Now I will be calling this function from the controller. But before that, I need to connect this controller Apex class with the Lightning component. Until and unless there is not any relationship between the component and the controller, I won't be able to call this Apex class function. So that's the mandatory thing. So guys, how we relate Apex class with VFPage? What do we do?
The question.
I mean, how we associate Apex class controller with the VFPage in classic,
Yeah, we mentioned the controller attribute on the VF page.
right? So we mention the controller, and in that we put the Apex class name. Correct.
Yep.
So in the same way, we will be doing here. Here we will be using controller Apex class name. Now this component is associated with this Apex class. Now we can utilize the functionality of this class, and that means we can use or call this method. Now let's go to the JS controller. Here we need to define the steps. There are 4 steps basically, 4 to 5. which basically used to call the Epoxy function, get the response, and return the response. This thing, at most of the places you will be going to see action. That is not the mandatory thing. You can put anything. If you want to put action, you can put action. You want to put ABC, you can put ABC. There is no mean. This is just a variable. So whatever you want, you can put here. Let me show you first with action, then with another variable later. Again here we set the parameter. I'm just skipping this step because here I don't need to set any parameter. So basically this is a syntax to get the response from the server or from this variable. You know, uh, this is somehow like we are instantiating the class, and let's say in the class we have 5 methods. For example, let's say this is the class. We instantiate the class something like this. And simple we can call this class method, right? So this is like representing this class property, or we can say we are instantiating the class. So from this, by using this variable we will be calling any number of methods or variable we can access. That means whatever we have in the class we can access that, correct? In same way we will be using now this variable to get the response. So this is the syntax to get the response. Set callback, we are representing the current context or the current system. Here you can define any variable, response, abcd, xyz, anything. But to make it descriptive we are supposed to put response. So here we can check the state. If my state is success, state equals to success, then I will be getting the actual response, where list account equals to response dot we have method get return value. We can alert it. And here we are going to put $a dot MQ action. Okay, so here what it means, keeping it in queue. What it means and why we use $a dot NQ. It might be, let's say, you got the response here, and you want to call any apex class method or any helper method, or any you want to fire any event, or you want to do some any other activity. So it will be keeping it in queue. It won't let the cycle break. So because it will be live until we are not completing all the transactions within this block. So just tell me any doubt if you have.
Naresh, can you explain that again, please?
Sure. See, basically, $NQ action means it's keeping it in queue. Why it's keeping it in queue? It might be, let's say, you got some response here, and on the basis of that response, you want to call some apex class functions. I mean, some more functions, or you want to call helper method, or you want to fire any event, or you want to some other calculations. Okay, so for that, it will be keeping it in queue, or it will be maintaining the order of execution. It won't be letting the cycle break.
So if we want, so
Uh,
let's say if we get the let's say we're getting the list of accounts, right?
uh,
So let's say if I have a use case where I have if I get a list size of 5,
mhm.
I need to call an apex method, right? So
Right,
let's say that's a use case.
right.
So if I get a list size of 5,
Uh-huh.
why should I enqueue it, or where should I enqueue it, and why should I do that? Because I have already checked that the list size is 5, right? So I can simply call the method, right? Why should this be set in a queue?
See, basically, first thing, this is the part of the syntax. Okay, and now meaning of this. Let's say you got the response here in this variable. Now you want to call any more apex class functions on the basis of this response. For example, let's say you have contact belonging to this account. Then you want to, or let's say you got 5 accounts. Now you also want to access the contact of these related accounts. So here only you will be calling another function, another apex class method, which will be returning with response. Or let's say you want to send this information to the another component. I mean, you want to communicate between the components from one component to the another component. If you want to send the data, then also you are going to fire the events within this block. So what happened if you are not going to put $NQ action? So it won't be keeping the cycle live. You got the response at the same time, it will break the cycle. So
Okay.
won't be able to maintain the state even.
Okay, so you're saying after line 21, can we not call an apex method from line 22?
Again, repeat your question.
So let's say after line 21, I have that list, right? So I got the list from the controller, right? So
Uh,
once I get that list, let's say if I check the size of it, can I not call another method from line 22? Can I do that or not?
yeah, definitely. We can call another apex class method also. So it will be helping to keep the state maintained. It won't. I mean, the state will be maintained here. using $8.10 action. So it will be keeping it in queue until your transaction is not completed. The cycle won't break.
Okay. So is this like a asynchronous thing or something? Because
So
you're saying it.
basically somehow it's making it asynchronous, but it's not. It's making the asynchronous for a period until your transaction is not being completed. But
Oh,
because it will be working in chunks. Let's say you got the
okay.
response here, you can display simultaneously, you can display it back to the component, and at the same moment you can call another function also, you can fire the events also.
Okay. Naresh, do you plan to give another example where you can show us if we don't use that
Maybe,
enqueue action, it won't work or something like that?
because we will be firing some events also, because this is the first example.
Okay.
We'll be
Yep.
working I mean we will be creating many examples,
Okay.
and it might be looking something weird for you guys because you are looking, I mean you are having it first time. But we'll be working on multiple examples. We might be calling any other Apex class method from this blog. We will be firing the events as well. We
Okay.
might be calling some helper functions also. Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
So now let's see what happened, whether we got the response or not. Let me preview it. Calling JS function. That's okay. And here we got some error. Let's say what is it. It says cannot read the property T of undefined. I think so. We have been missed something.
Naresh, it won't display any line numbers or something when you see the error, right?
Sorry, no. Yeah, it will be displaying in case of component when you are using the component, but Lightning still is not much stable, so it won't be giving much descriptive errors.
Naresh, I think the NQ spelling is wrong at line 28.
Mm, I think uh, NQ accent $a dot enqueue. Okay, now what we have been missed, because we need to provide one variable, this reference variable inside this. Now let me refresh it. Now you can see we got the success and we got the error. Okay, so it's showing like we got the error in the this return value. What it's saying, get return value is not a function. That means it's the case sensitive. We must have been missed. So this V will be in capital.
So get return value is nothing but the method name in Apex Plus.
Yeah, this is the method name which actually providing the return type of the function. Means whatever your method is returning.
But this is get accounts, right?
Sorry,
Method name here is get accounts, right?
right? This is the,
Line number two.
yeah, this is the function name, and it's a case sensitive. Now we got the
Rahul, Rahul, that's not method in the controller. That's just a standard method, something like response.getBody or something similar to
Oh,
that.
okay, okay. Yeah, that's what my question was.
your voice is actually not coming to me properly.
Oh, okay, man.
I'm
Okay, I'll
only able
I'll
to
control.
hear Nikhil, but Rahul, I'm very sorry. Your voice is actually being low for me. Okay, so again I can repeat the steps if you want, cause we got the response. Let me make it, cause see we got it in object form, right? So if I want to convert it into a string, Nikhil, what I need to do?
You need to typecast it.
I need to serialize it actually. Sorry, deserialize it. For serialization and deserialization is the process of converting either a string to object or object to the string. And for that we have function.
Wha- Ranesh, why would we convert it to a string? Should we not be converting it to a list of S objects, right?
See, basically, I mean, to make it readable.
Okay.
Can you read like what it is? Will you be able to read, identify which account it is? Not
No,
now.
I understand that. No, I understand that. But eventually, to use it or to display it properly on this component, we should
On the
be
component we don't need. I mean, for our purpose to see
okay. Okay.
to the alert, we need to do it.
Yeah.
Again, it's a function JSON dot stringify. It will be converting this response into this string. You can see now it's readable. It's displaying the complete response. You can see. Okay. Now our next work is to send this response back to the component, right? So in the component itself, we need to create one variable. I think we have already created. So we'll be using this variable, and we will be setting this response. Earlier, I told you like if we want to send some response from the component, so we need to set that response. Here we have done send response to the component via variables. So here we will be setting this. Let me make it more descriptive so you won't be puzzled. So this is the variable which we are getting the response from the server, and this is the component variable as we are setting the response. Now on the component side, we need to display this response. So let's say guys, we have let's talk about the classic one. We got some response in the list. We are querying some record, and now we want to display that to the via page. What we do? What are the ways we have to display the list of records?
A page block table or a data table.
Right? Page block table, data table, or apex repeat. So similarly, we do have here or iteration. Or iteration is similar to the apex data table or page block table or apex repeat. Here, I mean, in case of page block table, we have value, but here we have items, and in the items we need to define the variable. This variable, and here where.
Naresh, how do you remember when to use V dot or C dot? Does it
Yeah.
have any significance?
Don't worry, don't worry. Just give me a moment. Let me differentiate it. Both the things. See, first point to get data in GS controller from any variable. We use component dot get v dot variable name, whatever is your variable. Okay, first thing, for example, uh, sorry, here, as I'm setting this response. Okay, I don't want to set this simple. I won't get like what I have in this variable, what I am storing. So how I can see? Let me put alert getting value or response from variable plus component dot get v dot this variable name. Let me alert this. So it should show this Naresh Sani. Calling GS function where nk Sani, you got the response and the remaining things will be as is. So when you want to get the response, you use component dot get, and when you want to set the response, from JS controller or helper, we use component dot set v dot var name comma your response to get value from where. We use value provider, that is v. So wherever we are accessing any variable which is defined, we are using v dot variable name. To call any function. Any function means it will be it can be your uh, JS function, or it can be your Apex class controller. We use, again in that case, value provider will be C. Okay. So again, I'm repeating these things. If you are getting the value in the JS controller, you will be using component.get. If you want to set any response back to the component, you will be using component.set. If you are calling or you are accessing any value from any variable, or you are accessing any variable, or you are playing with any variable, either in JS or in the component, you will be using v dot. If you are calling any function, you are using c dot. So here you can see we are calling again the function, then we are using c dot. Here also we are calling function, we are using c dot. Here we are getting value, we are using v dot. Here also we are getting value, so we are using v dot. So any doubt?
Now that prefix is called value provider, right? So V or C or whatever it is, that is called value provider,
Right, right.
technically, right? Okay.
Okay, so here let me display only the account name first. Similarly, acc dot name, I will be going to access. You can see account name we got all the account names here. Whatever we have got in the query, Jenny Point, United Oil and Gas. I'm just displaying the response. I'm not focused on the UI as of now. But yeah, after the, I mean, the next step will be the UI only. We'll be focused on the UI. So if I want to display some more fields, for example, I'm going to query all the fields on industry. You can see we got all the response. Name, phone, and the industry. Sorry, I need to change it here. So you can see name, phone, industry, rating, all the response here on the UI. So far, any doubt?
Naresh,
Yes, Sneha.
the Apex class controller which we have written for the Lightning, it's specified with the Aura enabled, right?
Correct.
So can we use the same Apex class for the Classic as well, if any of the methods are not Aura enabled?
See, for the classic, no me like whether your method is or enabled or not. You can call it.
Okay.
For Lightning, that is the mandate, I think, for to make it or enabled. Okay.
Okay. So let's assume if even though it's Aura enabled, can we call that method in the Classic as well?
Yeah, we can call from VF pages always.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So now,
And Aura enabled is system mode, right?
sorry.
Can you hear my voice?
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
So is Aura enabled is system mode, right?
System mode. Okay, and
It runs in the system mode.
one thing. Do you know like what actually meaning of system mode or user mode?
Yeah. Usually, custom controllers run with system mode, isn't it?
And when it run for the user mode?
Standard controller runs with user mode if it has to. It runs on the user mode basically.
No, Rahul.
It applies the user permissions.
User permission means what are the keywords?
Like sharing, field level security, those things.
We are not putting with sharing here, so it will be always running in system mode. Because methods mode is defined by class only. So you need to put with sharing to enable it into the user mode. Otherwise, always it will be running in the system mode.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So
So basically using R enable will not change any other things. It just exposes that particular method to the Aura framework. That's all it does.
so let me comment this or enable, and now let's see what happened. Can you see anything? We did not get any state. We did not get any response. Right? Because this method is not visible to the Aura component. similar to the, let's say in the Apex class you have written any private method and you want to cover that into the test class. So you are supposed to use at the test visual annotation to make the method visual into test class. In same way, we use Aura enable to make the method visual to Aura framework or Lightning framework.
And also similar example where you annotate a method with remote action in order for it to be called from a Visual Force page using remoting manager.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we are just defining the accessibility. Or same way, when we write the integration API, we are supposed to use at the rate HTTP GET post or URL mapping REST source, right? So the same way. So any doubt? I mean, first let's see. Any doubt in the or enable or in the Apex class?
Naresh, would there be any instance where we write methods without a return type at all?
Yeah, it can be. Let's say
I mean,
you are sending some response from the server. You want to just insert the records, nothing else. Then you don't need to
oh,
return anything.
right. Okay. I mean, the reason I wanted to ask was, will this method have any access to the JavaScript variables at all? I know it doesn't make sense, but I'm just asking. Does this controller have any access to the JavaScript variables? No, right?
No.
Yeah.
So another, see, basically for debugging purpose we were using alerts. Another is we can use console.log. So guys, I will suggest rather than using alerts, use console.log wherever you are in need. Because best practice says, or I will recommend like use console.log. Now you can inspect this and you can see the response. Calling JS function, getting name, state, and the complete response is here. And why I'm recommending it to you, because let's say you have written or build one application, you are using alert. At the time of deployment, you have missed any alert, and when actually a user is using, they are getting the alerts. So that does not make any sense for the users having unnecessary alerts. So better to use console.log. Let me
Uh,
huh.
can you say the point again? During the deployment, what you said?
See, basically, let's say you have been built on a, okay, and what you are doing, you are using alerts every time, and at the time of deployment, you miss the alert, miss the to remove the alert. So your alert will be in production, and when actually a user will be using the application, or an user will be using the application, they will be getting unnecessary data, unnecessary alerts. So those alerts does not make any sense to the users, right? So better to use console.log.
Okay.
But it happens, I mean, in my team as well, people were using alerts and they missed some alerts to remove, and were in the production. So we got some issues with client, then like why we are having unnecessary alerts. We don't need this thing. Okay, so we are covering as of now the success state only. We also have the else part. State equals to incomplete. Then this one, whatever you want, you can do. This is the part of the exception handling or error handling. Else if similar to the state, we can get the error also, where error equals to response dot get error. This is a function to get the errors, and you can alert that. It will be returning the array type. Okay. So whenever you are getting any error, you can use this. Or for to see the if it's not in success, so that means it will be the error or incomplete. So what is the error message? So you can utilize this code.
Naresh, when does the state is usually incomplete? I mean, error is error, but
Let's say
what
you
does it
are
mean?
going to insert the records, okay, and you have missed the mandatory field, or you are going to insert the null object, or you are getting some exception in the code when you are playing with code. At the same time, you will be getting the errors.
Yeah, I'm asking about incomplete, line 24.
Incomplete means like due to some internet issue or some other activity, your transaction has been halted in between. Transaction is not complete. If your transaction is not complete, it won't be returning success or error. It will be returning incomplete.
Okay.
So, any doubt, guys? So far, Nikhil.
That's it, Naresh. One last question is usually in Classic we refer to this classes, right? So let's say for a string class, if you want to know what are the methods available for a string class, we usually Google it and we look at the developer guide, right? So in this case, let's say for example at line 21,
Mm-hmm.
we obviously I didn't know that there was a method called getReturnValue, but there should be somewhere in the document, right? So what is the document that we need to refer to when we are doing something in the
Then
JS controller?
you can refer the standard documentation of Salesforce.
So which is the Lightning developer guide, is that what it is?
Correct, correct.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
Rahul, any question?
I think I'm good, Naresh.
Okay, and have you connected with Abhilash, Rahul?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and Rishita?
Yeah, Naresh, I'm having a question. So, do we need to know the JavaScripting already?
Uh, Sorry, I missed.
Do we need to know the JavaScripting already before taking this lightning?
If you know, that's okay. If you don't know, just stay focus on the session, on the class. Because
Is this enough?
हाँ, अगर आपको नहीं आता तो stay focus in the class. I will be teaching.
Okay.
Simple. If you know something, that's better for you. If you don't know, you can learn.
Okay. That's fine.
Sneha ma'am.
I'm good, Naresh.
Okay, okay. ठीक है guys. So thanks for joining. We'll be connecting tomorrow. I don't know whether you have paid the first installment or not. I don't know what conversation you had with Abhilash, but at the end of the time, he will be sharing the meeting details with you. So that means I believe you have connected, so you have positive things with him. We'll be connecting tomorrow at the same time, 7:30 a.m. And tomorrow we'll be working on some other stuff. Okay, guys,
Yeah.
and meanwhile, see, basically, I'm using the account here to display the accounts. So write one assignment in the same way. you need to display the contact records. As I'm displaying the accounts here on the component, you need to display the contact records. It will be the assignment for you. Complete this in your auth.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you guys.
Naresh,
Uh-huh.
can you also share this account details with us? The Salesforce account.
This account.
Yeah.
Okay. And just want to check, have you paid the first installment?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So I will check. I will send you. No issue.
Yeah.
Um.
And Naresh,
And also one more thing.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Nikhil.
no, this is not regarding the class. You can go ahead, Rahul.
Yeah, so I want to ask you, could you also share the course manual? Like you're displaying it at the beginning of the session, right? The content.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no issue. You have all the rights. You have to have the course details.
Okay. Thank you.
Naresh, if you don't mind, and if we have 2 or 3 minutes, can I ask you a different question other than from the class? So it's okay?
Okay, go ahead. Or you can ask me
Okay.
separately.
Yeah, I can do that. Can you share your WhatsApp number or something like so I can call you?
Mm, okay. Let other guys leave the meeting and so we can discuss here. Guys,
Okay.
Rishita, you have any doubt? Sneha, Rahul?
No, Naresh.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Nikhil, stay back. Rahul. Sorry, Nikhil.
Yeah, Naresh. So quick question, Naresh. So thanks for waiting for me. So I already made the payment and all that. So you can get the confirmation from Abhilash also. So I'm interested in the classes. But one question that on a general note. So let's say if we are submitting an application to an app exchange right now, does it necessarily have to be in Lightning, even though if we can just do it with a Visual Force page and a button?
So basically, I mean, as Salesforce has recommended, if you do not have, because even though I did not try this, but Salesforce said this thing like if your application is in Lightning, you won't be able to upload to the App Exchange.
Hmm. Okay. So if I can do an app, make it functional with just a button, a Visual Force page, and a controller, so there is no need for creating a Lightning component, right? It should still pass the review. Have you tried that before?
Basically, it doesn't mean like if you have something in VFS, you won't be, but it means like your application should be compatible with Lightning. What it means
It should
actually,
be
if you are
compatible. Okay.
yeah, compatibility in Lightning. If your application is
Okay.
in Lightning, so you should be able to.
Okay, got it. So it doesn't matter if I do a Lightning component itself or not, but even if I do a Visual Force page, it should just work fine in Lightning.
Correct.
That's what it means, right?
Correct.
Okay. And I'm close to submitting an application to an app exchange. So can you suggest something that I need to be aware of?
What submit it to the check marks.
Say that again, Naresh. Sorry.
Check marks.
What is it?
That is the tool which basically give you the code quality. Whether your code is good or not, whether you are following all the conventions, coding conventions or not.
Okay.
That is the
So
mandatory thing. If your code is your application is passed through the check marks, then only you will be able to deploy.
okay. But I mean, I'm good with Apex. I usually do with good practice and all that. So if I do that, I should be able to pass it, right? Or it's
But
not too crazy
yeah,
to.
see, basically, when you will be submitting your application to the check marks, they will be reviewing the code, and because that is the tool. So the tool is going to review the code, and they will be coming back to you within 24 hours or after 24 hours. So if you think there is no error, everything is good, then you can deploy. Otherwise, you need to correct the errors and again submit to the check marks.
Okay, okay, okay. Got it, got it. Yeah. Thanks, Naresh. And have you submitted? So you also do support, right? I'm just asking.
Yeah, I do support.
Okay, okay. So have you submitted any Lightning applications to App Exchange recently?
Not the time. I mean, in my previous project, we have been submitted the application, but initially we have been submitted that to the check marks.
Okay, okay, okay. Got it. So if I need some help with an application that I'm working on, would you be able to kind of support me on an hourly basis? That's
Yeah,
something you can do,
we can work in weekends because basically I have a tight schedule. Just now
right?
I need to start on support, so I will be
Right.
the person in support for 1.5 hours. Then I
Right.
have to go to office in evening. So I mean, some of the times I may available in evening, but not every time. But in weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I can be.
Okay, Saturday, Sunday you can do it, right? Okay. Yeah. And if that's the case, how much do you charge per an hour or something like that? Or how
One
do you
hour I
what's the
need to charge $20.
okay. Yeah. So basically I would not need too much of work also. Yeah, but we can go by hourly basis, right? You're comfortable with that, right? Okay, perfect then. So can I have your WhatsApp number, Naresh, if that's okay? Can if I just
Definitely. You can note down or I can message you.
sure I can note it down right now. I'll ping you on WhatsApp.
It's 99530
99530
99530
mm-hmm.
24688.
688.
I have pinged you.
Okay, got it. Okay. आप कहाँ से हो नरेश?
मैं यूपी नोएडा.
ओह नोएडा. ओके ओके. मैं हैदराबाद से हूँ पर अभी मैं यूएस में हूँ, डिट्रॉइट में.
ओके गुड गुड.
गुड गुड.
मेरा भी है एक हैदराबाद का एक कॉर्पोरेट मीटिंग कॉर्पोरेट ट्रेनिंग का है तो आई हैव टू गो टू हैदराबाद.
ओह कॉर्पोरेट ट्रेनिंग.
करेक्ट करेक्ट.
Yeah, nice,
अच्छा
nice.
आपके पास कोई सपोर्ट हो तो बताना. कोई आपके फ्रेंड्स वगैरह लाइटनिंग एडमिन डेवलपमेंट या किसी भी तरह का सपोर्ट किसी को चाहिए इंटीग्रेशन वगैरह का तो बताना.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So ये सपोर्ट के बारे में नहीं मेरे मैं ये मेसन फ्रैंक पता है आपको? तो कॉन्ट्रैक्टिंग कंपनी यूएस में.
किस चीज का?
मेसन फ्रैंक.
नेशन फ्रैंक. नहीं नहीं.
वो तो बहुत बड़ा कंसल्टिंग कंपनी है यहाँ पे. So I have lot of contacts with them. I'm getting a lot of projects from them also. So if I if I get any work, we can just work on some projects. That's more work.
We can work.
Yeah. Okay, okay, Naresh. Thank you so much. I'll let you know if I get anything. So we can discuss on weekends.
Definitely definitely.
Chalo. Okay, Naresh. Then you have a nice day. Inshallah. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.